So today on my little hike, I thought to myself, I wonder if I could find enough stuff to eat for lunch. And you know what? I did. And I started thinking, this stuff would be good if I cook it. Probably tastes a lot better. So I started wondering, I wonder if I could find enough stuff to make a fire. And lo and behold, walking around looking on the ground, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I come across this beautiful, life-saving fire starter. Let me show you how. So the next thing I'm looking for is a bird's nest. Because in a survival situation, that's the best way to make a fire. Because birds, they build their nest out of these little tiny twigs, and they put them in an area in the tree where it usually stays pretty damn dry. And if it gets wet, it gets airflow and dries out. So let's find a bird's nest. What's that? Right down there. Right there. Ooh-wee. We have found us a bird's nest. Not really. I made that. But I made it out of everything a bird would make its nest out of. And I come over here. And look what we got here. We have got a nice little home that I built for my bird's nest. We're going to make a fire. So to help me with my fire, with my handy dandy fuelless fire starter, first I got to take this little metal cover off this. Yeah, there we go. And make me a sparker. And that's all I need. And to help me with my fire, I've got a handful of things here I'm going to use. One, dandelion heads. These little white fluffy things will catch a spark and catch on fire easier than gasoline. And this I found when I was hiking is a cattail. And this is an old one from last year, old dried up bugger. And I'm going to take that cattail, and that's my main thing, my main fuel source is that cattail. I'm going to stick those up there, and I'm going to get another one. This is the big fluffy one. This is the trick. And I'm going to push that cattail up in there, and I'm going to fluff it up a little bit. There we go, and give it some airspace. There we are. Super duper easy. You could use pine needles. Sprinkle that shit on there. Use some dry grass. Boy, this stuff's good. Found that when I was hiking. All these things just up along the fence row. Little dandelion heads. Throw them up in there. And then I take my fuelless sparker here and I give her a spark. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to cook.